Hello and welcome to Origin of Concepts. Let's take a look at the origin of the famous Mount Olympus from Greek mythology. Mount Olympus, the home of the 12 Olympian gods led by Zeus, featured a majestic palace where the gods feasted and enjoyed music from Zeus' lyre and influenced mortals. The mountain peak is hidden by clouds, storm-free, and bathed in pure air. Okay, let's take a look at the key myth for this famous mountain. Here we got the Milky Way. So let's draw Mount Olympus. Maybe you already noticed it. But here we got the mountain. And of course it's the Milky Way center. As usually. Okay, and on the mountain we got all the gods visualized in the striped shadow, standing there and say, hello, hello down there. Now we mess up with you. If you don't do what we say, we mess up with you. All right, I'll remove the gods again. And by the way, the very ancient Greeks who invented this stuff never used gods. It's a wrong picture. They don't worship gods. The gods was like characters for ethics and morals and cosmic understanding, but not gods, the way we think of gods. So that was just a sidekick. The Olympian gods feast on ambrosia, its divine food, and nectar, divine drinks, which granting them immortality, eternal youth, and divine power. The substances were sweet like honey or derived from herbs. Okay, so let's go look for some honey and some herbs. The ambrosia, sweet like honey, is an allegory of the light from the disk in the Milky Way center. The honey in the sky. So all the golden stuff in the Milky Way is the honey for the ambrosia, the food of the gods, the spirit. And then we got the nectar. The nectar is the drinking stuff, is the blue-green area above the disk. So that's the nectar for the gods. And then we got the herbs, which is visualized by the striped shadow emerging from the disk. So here we got all the herbs on the field. Yummy, yummy. And by the way, this area with the striped shade is basically in every single myth around the world is the vegetation area. So just to let you know. Okay, let's take a look at the castle. I will rewind all this. Because the palace of marble, gold, bronze, and crystal is visualized by the disk and the striped shadow. The gold and bronze is the light from the disk. So this is the main temple here. How can we do it? They got some doors here. And then we got some other temples down here with some pillars. Like this. And then we got the marble. The marble is, of course, this area here. Maybe I should remove the temple so you can see the marble. You see? This is the marble in the Milky Way. And then, of course, we got the crystal, which is the area above the disk. The same as the nectar. This is also crystal in many, many other myths. Okay. And then the clouds that hide the mountain peak are the cloudy area above the disk, which is also the area above the disk, the cloud. And the reason why this is put into the myth, I believe, is like a hint that we are not talking about clouds, regular clouds in the sky. We need to go, above the clouds. From the gods' perspective on the mountain, they can't see the top of the mountain because of the cloud. So, but that's pure speculation. I just show you the cloud, which is also plays the role as the I can't remember the name. The heavens above the earth in so many other myths. Okay, and then let's put the mountain away for a second, because now we have to find the lyre, which Zeus is playing his music. And the lyre is, of course, the Milky Way center. I will outline the lyre here. And then the lyre also got some strings. And of course, the strings is the stripes, the stripe shadow. I think you get the picture. And this is basically their inspiration source to make the lyre. So now you know that. What else can I tell about this? No more. And then, of course, there's no storms on the mountain of the gods, because the Milky Way is not like a cloud who can blow away, but it's a fixed cloud. So that's like a metaphor for the fixed cloud. If you noticed, I talk about this in my Milky Way introduction, where I'm mentioning the Milky Way center as the fixed cloud optimal as a storyboard for preserving concept. And that was exactly what the Greeks did. They used the Milky Way to store all their ideas and so on. The first hard disk ever built, the Milky Way center. Okay. And I think we got the pure air, which was the bluish area up here, because the gods and the Mount Olympus needs pure air to stay pure and spiritual, enlightened. Spiritual is like to keep the spirit. We can't have all this human air. It's like it stinks. Okay, and I made a picture here. I will show to you, who can give you a little idea of how it looks. So this is the Mount Olympus, where all the Greek gods live and eat nectar or drink nectar. Okay, that was all for now. And as always, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. If not, tell me to jump off a mountain. And as always, knowledge should flow free. But if you feel like donating $1 or $2, I will be very happy, so I can maintain my little video setup here and continue making exciting videos on origin of concepts. Okay, take care and see you in the next video. Bye bye.